Hi, this is Glenda. Our Papermates group decided they'd like to do shutter lens cards next time, so that's what I've got today. These are the ones that they're Gatefold cards, and when you open them, the lens opens to reveal a hidden something. So there's a couple of different examples here. There's lots and lots of instructions out there, but I didn't find many written instructions. So what I have done is make a measurement hint sheet with the idea that you've already watched the video. So that'll be available to download from the description box. I struggled with these a little bit. The first one I did was this one, and it came out quite well, and I thought, okay, not a problem. And then the next two I must have pulled apart several times, and one of them completely ended up in the bin. And then suddenly it clicked and I got my head around what I was doing. So hopefully I can share that reasonably successfully. On the hint sheet you'll find the measurements for this one, which is the basic, more or less an A5 card, an A2 card using an A5 piece of cardstock, but you can actually use American letter or whatever. And then in italics I've put hints for changing the size if you want to fiddle around. So this is a 5x7, and I've changed the size. This is a tiny window. I think if you extend the panels you'd end up with a bigger window, but this is as fiddly as I wanted to get. You can also go smaller if you want to. So you can do different shapes. This one I used a punch. The trouble with punches is it was hard to get it in far enough. This is sort of really a bit high, so that was my first attempt. Then most of the others I've used a circle, like this one. And this one had, it's a circle again, so is that. Okay, and then this one I did the oval for the top piece. So you can fiddle around with how you do them, and I'll start the demo. So you're going to, I'll follow my own hints as I go along. You're going to start with a gatefold card, pretty much any card. I started with an A5 and then I cut it down to be 8 inches along, and that way I can score at 2 and 6, because all the others you end up with funny measurements to be working with. So I thought that was the easiest, to make it 8 inches and nobody is going to tell that there's a fraction missing. So that's the card base. You then want to have 2 pieces. I did start with 2 pieces that are 3 by 3.5, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch on the 3.5 inch side, so you end up with a 3 by 3 square in the middle there. Then you're going to take your ruler, which I had a second ago, and you're going to measure 1.5 in from the edge and make a little mark, and 1.5 down from the edge and make a little mark, and where, I hope you can see that, but that you make the little mark there, and then you're going to join that to the corners so you end up with a wedge. And it is probably clearer on the instructions than my waffling is, I hope. So then you can take both pieces together. You don't have to mark them both, you only need to mark one. Put them together and cut out the wedge. Fold over your score lines like that. Now, you won't see the pencil marks, but if you're worried you can rub them out. With the fold like that, you're going to put your adhesive on this 1/2 inch piece, and you place it, you can move it or down according to what you like. I've sort of liked it about there. So this is just to the right, because you're seeing it upside down. It is just to the right of the fold, if that's obvious, and you pull that over, and then that's going to fold like that. And you're going to put the adhesive on the other side, and you want to overlap them and make sure they're straight. And this time it's just to the left of this fold, and fold it over. And that's the mechanism. So if you take a pencil, you can put little marks here, and that's where your image has to fit. If you want to, I tried sticking a little creature on there and he got stuck in the mechanism. It really has to be flat, so you can either stamp on it or put in another panel and make sure it's sort of wide enough, and you can put your image on there. So again, you'd put your panel in, you'd mark up where it's got to go, you'd stamp your image, and then come back and stick this in. Okay, so I've embossed my sentiment and I can erase my pencil marks. Now for the panel that goes over the top, what you're going to do is pop it in underneath. This panel is 2.7, where am I? Turn the page. 2.7 inches wide, 2 3/4. So put it in about where it's going to go. You can make it the exact length of the card, or you can make it a bit shorter like it's matted, whatever you like. But don't make it too wide or it catches. Ask me how I know. So again, we're going to make our little pencil marks, and we need to cut an aperture, and it needs to encompass those marks, so that if I do that circle, you can see that all those marks are showing, and that's fine. I could equally do a scalloped circle, or I wonder if I've got a scalloped circle. This might be a bit big, we'll see. Well, it's probably okay. Okay, so if I go around the marks, with the punches it's just awkward getting it in there. Okay, so all the marks are cut out. That's going to work. Okay. So then we want some foam tape. So we want a piece on the bottom, and I've been putting a thinner piece on the top because you don't want it to catch in the mechanism. Okay, so we're just going to line this up. It's hanging over a bit, so I'll trim that off. And that's it. And you just decorate it any way you want. And that is a shutter lens card. So hopefully we shall have fun making those, and hopefully you'll find the hint sheet of use, and that's me done on those for a little while. Thanks for watching.